105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We are the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Eye Care Professionals. Dr. Kirk Jeffries and the team on Lakeland Drive, blade-free LASIK and cataract surgery. Eye Care Professionals. Dr. Kirk Jeffries on Lakeland Drive. Just down from Smith-Will Stadium. When I was growing up, that's where I went to Jackson Mets games. Our next guest will be somewhat interested in this. So I grew up 5 minutes from Smith-Will Stadium, Double-A affiliate in the 80s for the Jackson Mets. And here are some of the names that went through. Billy Beane, Darryl Strawberry, Roger McDowell, Lenny Dykstra, among others. So we got to watch all, and then, of course, the Mets won it in 86. So those guys had come through in 81, 82, 83, 84, and then the Mets win it with Doc Gooden and Keith Hernandez and Strawberry, and it was pandemonium both here because of our tie to the Mets, and of course that was a team that partied like crazy. You start reading some of that book, it's amazing. Now Jake Mangum, who was a star at Mississippi State for 4 years, is in the New York Mets organization. So all kinds of ties to the Mets. We want to welcome in Steve Palazzolo, PFF.com, Pro Football Focus, NFL Insider on the Miller Lite guest line. Steve, let's start with Aaron Rodgers. He sounded like a guy that may have played his last game at Green Bay. What did you make, if anything, of some of the things that he said in the post-game press conference after they lost to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I thought initially it was player speak. Nobody knows their future. They just drafted a quarterback, but the way the Green Bay media reacted, that it really was, maybe a little bit more than that, I thought was alarming. But I think the reality is, he really was saying, look, they just drafted a first-round quarterback last year. I don't truly know my future. I think he was speaking honestly there, but also in the moment after being frustrated, losing a second straight NFC championship. So I don't really see him going anywhere, at least not for this season. But the Packers do have a decision to make with Jordan Love sitting there, Rodgers getting a little bit older, probably a year from now when it's a little bit easier to potentially move Rodgers' contract.
Wow. Okay, so how would you describe his postseason? Look, it's hard to win. I mean, Marino didn't win one. Elway didn't get it at the end. If he doesn't, we don't look at him the same way. Now he's considered even better, greater, better than he was. We're so fixated on championships post Michael Jordan winning 6, but they have come up short, and people would argue he may be the most talented guy to ever play the position. How would you sum up his postseason over his career?
He's played well overall in the postseason. I think he played well on Sunday, but I think it more shows. You mentioned Marino, and I think those are good comparisons, right? I mean, that used to kind of be the norm. He's got great quarterbacks, and it was tough. Peyton took forever. At least he got his first one, and then he could never get the second one until he got dragged to it. So I think there's so many variables at play. Honestly, I think it shows just how great Brady's been through the years when you see just the baseline of excellence that he has had with his teams. Rodgers has played well overall, but I think the difference is just a handful of plays here and there. They get into the red zone, and they just could not find a way to get it into the end zone. Maybe he should have run it on 3rd and 8. It's little things in a play here and there where, again, comparing to Brady through the years, Brady's got a laundry list of incredible heroic fourth quarter comebacks in the playoffs and all that. So I think it's just a handful of plays per game a lot of times where Rodgers plays a good game but just falls a little short like they did on Sunday.
And would you have gone for it on 4th down?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to change the game dramatically. Converting a 4th and 8, essentially getting a 2-point conversion, neither one is a high percentage, or like those two things aren't high percentage. But yeah, I would have rather have Rodgers make a play rather than putting it in the hands of my kicker and my defense to make a stop.
Steve Palazzolo, PFF.com, NFL Insider, Pro Football Focus. Steve joins us on the Miller Lite guest line. As far as Aaron Rodgers and his level of play, Steve, would you be surprised if he's got another 3 years at a pretty ridiculous high level going forward?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, honestly, I think the difference is going to be, how much he really wants it. I think that's where we've seen Brady excel. But we saw Peyton Manning at about 39, pretty much just lose it. His body gave out on him. We saw Drew Brees this year at 41. His body kind of gave out on him, had all the injuries and everything. So it's not easy as you get to 39, 40, 41 years old. So I think it's honestly, Brees works so hard. Brady works. Those guys work hard to keep their body in shape. So I think it's going to come down to that. How much does Rodgers want to keep playing? Because as a former professional athlete, I know kind of that the older you get, the harder it is to maybe train and maintain your previous level. So you almost have to work harder. So honestly, I think that's what it comes down to. But Rodgers does have all the skills, and he's also smart. It's not just natural talent he's bringing out there. He knows where to go with football in that age as well, obviously, just knowing what to do with the ball.